it up with something else, bro. That shit was that shit was a roller coaster, bro. All right, let's start this shit.
Escanor. In the world of seven deadly sins, many races
That
exist.
lion sin of pride, not saying. I'm a Leo, bro. I saw that shit, man. I saw that. August, those born in August are Leos. I am the lion sin of pride, my nigga.
The humans, the demons, and the goddess race. But out of all of them, one stands at the pinnacle of all races,
Hey, he's a
burning
pure
like
nigga,
the
bro.
sun. And as of this moment, you're standing face to face with Escanor, the lion sin of pride. Throughout heaven and earth, one alone is the strongest. Getting the magical power from the strongest archangel, Escanor was feared his whole life. Magical power in seven deadly sins is a blend of physical, mental, and spiritual energy. It manifests differently depending on your race, emotions, personality, and incarnate abilities. Joining the seven deadly sins led by Meliodas, the dragon sin of wrath, each one carried a sin, each one carried a curse, and each one, in their own way, stood against the gods who lied. Being framed for treason, the seven deadly sins were split up and went into hiding for years. 3,000
Why are
years
these,
after
like,
the Holy
panels
War, the
going crazy?
demon race was unsealed, and the king's strongest warriors emerged. The 10 Commandments. Each one of these demons possessed a commandment that was a portion of the demon king's power, and with these commandments being absolute and cannot be undone. At this point, Meliodas is traveling throughout kingdoms, looking for the seven deadly sins to reunite them once again. Finding undead Bon, King, Diane, Gother, Merlin, and there was only one more left to find. In order to defend everyone, Meliodas was able to get his full powers back after controlling his wrath that was able to destroy an entire kingdom, making Meliodas' power level jump from 3,300 to 32,000, with everyone believing that Meliodas would be enough to defeat
Not
these
a lot.
demons. Meliodas says that the last sin is even stronger than him. Bon runs into two of the 10 commandments, both
Yo.
Melascula and Galen.
Escanor is a fucking monster, bro. This nigga is strong. This guy is strong, bro. Like he tough, bro.
Of truth, and is able to escape due to his immortality. Running into the mountains and finding a hidden tavern in a cave, they found the strongest. Escanor reunites with Bon and hides them in the cellar, and the demons have found them. Galen says that he's in a good mood and will give them all a chance to live, challenging Escanor to a competition where they will trade one hit until the other dies. And if Escanor wins, they'll all go free. And since his commandment of truth will turn anyone to stone if they lie, even Galen himself, a promise is a promise. Galen knocks him out accidentally, and Escanor is unconscious until the sun starts to rise.
This nigga cheated, I'm not gonna lie.
Seeing an axe on the wall, Galen grabs it, but this two-handed axe is too heavy to lift, and that's when it gets snatched out of his hands, because it's a one-handed axe, and the energy shifts. Escanor's body begins to grow, getting more and more muscular, telling the demons that it's a shame they came all this way just to forfeit their pathetic lives. None of
It's kind of crazy to switch up. This guy where he's like, sure, he not the lion to the prod. That way he bums up. He like, yo, y'all bums around me. All y'all bums, nigga. Y'all can't do shit to me, man. Yo, dude, Escanor was funny as hell, bro.
the demons realize that this is the strongest of the seven deadly sins.
Definitely is.
And that
Only during
is
the day,
sin
though.
of pride. Galen uses his demonic powers to regenerate and decides to use a power that he was saving for his rematch with Meliodas, but every cell in his body is telling him he has to go all out right now. Swinging his weapon at Escanor and slicing off the entire mountain, true fear sets in. From miles away, Merlin is getting a reading of a power level of 50,000 and continues rising. When the dust clears, Galen's attack was more disappointing than powerful, and now it's his turn. Using even more strength and striking fear into a demon, Galen tries to run away, but his commandment of truth turns him to stone. and Escanor is the winner. But you can't really blame the guy since he was up against him. But that's when the demon Melascula uses her magical power and tries to eat Escanor's soul. But his soul burns with the power of the sun, and she erupts into flames from Escanor's glorious magical power, sunshine.
That's kind of you glazing like glorious, bro. Come on, man. That's some glazing shit, bro. That's some glazing shit, official. Like, why are you glazing him like this?
Thence the 10 Commandments split up into groups to absorb more souls to make them even more powerful. Entering a fighting tournament hosted by the King of Giants and the King of Fairies, who become commandments, Escanor takes on Gother at night and uses his power when the sun is down, calling his divine axe Rita and charging up his energy. The entire sky lights up like daytime, and when Escanor throws his attack, the entire area explodes. But the impossible happens as Escanor lost. But the thing is, his attack wasn't aimed at Gother. In the rubble, both of the 10 Commandments are buried for toying with others' hearts. And that's Meliodas' opening to kill both of them. But that's when
they jumped his ass, bro. Stabbed all 7 hearts, bro. That shit crazy. They jumped him. Like, I was like, y'all bitches in here, bro. Like, come on.
Arrived after feeling that energy, and Meliodas is killed by his brother. Later, the commandments attack the kingdom, and all the knights are frozen before one man, Estarossa, the commandment of benevolence. With his commandment being activated against anyone who bears any hatred towards him, and since he killed the captain, everyone is burning with hatred, except for one. One man walks up to Estarossa, and the demon is wondering why his commandment doesn't work on him.
Crazy, bro. That day he stared him down like, bitch. He stared him down like, you a bitch ass bum ass nigga. That shit was funny.
But of course it doesn't. Why would he bear any hatred towards someone who's obviously weaker than himself? All he feels is pity. How very prideful. But that's exactly who he is. As of this moment, he's standing face to face with Escanor, the lion sin of pride. Estarossa attacks Escanor, and everyone is shocked, believing that even Escanor's strength is not enough. But that's when Estarossa sees a sun to his right and blocks Escanor's punch. But just the force of his blow is able to drop him to his knees, like he found something down there on the ground. Escanor strikes again.
Damn, like he found something down there on the ground. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Estarossa uses his magical power full counter, which reflects any physical attacks back at its target, and Escanor says no wonder he felt that. He does pack quite a punch, doesn't he? And now Estarossa is going to commit his name to memory before he dies, using a cruel sun and sending Estarossa beyond the castle walls, evaporating the entire lake. It's a good thing he released his darkness when he did, or that would have been rough. And now it's time to finish this. Estarossa consumes Escanor's sun and uses full counter, and it looks like this is the end. But who decided that? His attacks have no effect on him. Who decided that? His darkness swallowed up his sun. Who decided that? He will be the one to decide. Sending his cruel son down at Estarossa, the demon knows he's going to die. Sending him flying into the air, Zeldris tries to stop it, but both demons are sent hurtling into a mountain, and Escanor wins once again. After Meliodas' curse brings him back to life, and many battles fought, Meliodas is able to achieve his assault mode once again, and has the highest battle power so far. But just like always, only one can stop him, and I mean that literally. Being put in a perfect cube, the two strongest are face to face. Escanor attacks Meliodas, but
shit, the fight was so badly animated it made me drop 7 Deadly Sins. I was already planning on dropping it because they fucking weird, bro. Their couples and relationships are wild. They out there, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw the animation out of this, I said, this shit gotta go to garbage.
all of his attacks are doing nothing, getting completely destroyed. But the sun is rising, The battle continues and Escanor's getting stronger and stronger, and just when it looks like it's over,
it looks
the
bad.
sun reaches high noon, and this is the end. Escanor becomes invincibility itself. For 1 minute, Escanor's the strongest throughout heaven and earth. This is the one. Meliodas uses his 1,000 divine guts, and Escanor says that they tickle, putting out his hand for one attack, the divine sword Escanor, and defeats Meliodas in one strike. Escanor stands victorious, saying how does it feel to be looked down upon by a human? Nearing the end of the series, after Meliodas is freed from the Demon King's grip, the Dark Tyrant refuses to die quietly. The Demon King is able to create the Demon Realm, which houses its own stars, and he possesses Zeldris' body, fusing with the prince and returning with all the raw malice of the Netherworld. The world teeters on collapse, but before Meliodas can intervene, Escanor, already burning his life away, steps forward for one last noon. By this point, Escanor no longer requires the simple ticking of a clock. He uses the one, the ultimate one, a form where he burns his life force away to maintain the one at will, but it comes with a price. Escanor uses his final attack, a full-powered sunshine-charged punch that obliterates the Demon King's core darkness, buying time enough for Meliodas to strike, and the sun finally sets. Overall and ironically, Escanor would scale to star level with faster than light speed. In the end, many claim to be the strongest, but only one can back it up, having pride in himself that no one can defeat him, shining like the sun atop the hierarchy.
When you talk about anime characters and pride, you know, there's Gojo, Vegeta, all these niggas, then there's him. This guy is the pinnacle of pride, bro. There's nobody as prideful as him in any anime,
That's
bro.
beside the fact.
Manga, anime,
Gods think they
whatever.
can defeat him. Who decided that? What's up, guys? It's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure...
This guy's tripping, bro. He's wilding. I'm not gonna lie. Escanor is something else. He is something else, bro.